Hello everyone, welcome to Karma Education. This is the channel for UGC NET Education Paper 2 and it has a target to cover the whole syllabus of UGC NET Education subject particularly. I have completed subunit A and subunit B of unit 2. Now I am starting to present my view on subunit C of unit 2. Concept of economics of education, economic returns to higher education, concept of educational finance. These three broad areas are included in subunit C. We will discuss each and every topic in detail. Just you people stay tuned. In this video, I am Konkona Pal going to discuss about economics of education. Before going in detail, we will recapitulate the term economics. Economics is the branch of knowledge which is concerned about production, consumption and transfer of goods and services. Remember it that only that goods and services which could meet our need. Economics also concerned about scarce resources. Scarce resources are those which are limitedly available for consumption. For example, water, forest, coal, oil, etc. Economics deals with the alternative use of scarce resources for the present as well as future generation. Adam Smith is well known as father of modern economics. This is important for NET MCQ, that's why I have added it over here. Now, what is economics of education? Simply, the application of economic principles, concepts, laws to the process of education is known as economics of education. Within economics of education, educational manager, it may be policymaker, education ministry, principal of an institution, managing committee, etc. Educational manager, they make official choices about the process or way of the use of scarce available resources. It means how the scarce available resources will be used. Educational manager, they make some official choices about the use of scarce available resources. Now, what is the scarce available resources in education? It may be curriculum, textbook, teaching method, etc. So, educational manager makes some choices about the use of these scarce available resources to achieve educational goals. In simple language, economics of education deals with how educational process will be organized through the proper use of scarce available resources to achieve educational objectives. Economics of education also includes many economic issues related with education. The issues may be demand for education, financing and provision of education, various educational policies, etc. Through this diagram, I want to make it clear about the relationship between various aspects of education with economics of education. The first thing is aims of education. Aims of education can be broadly divided into social aim, vocational aim, intellectual aim, etc. Social aim ensues to make socially active citizen. Vocational aim denotes productive development of productive citizen, whereas intellectual aim of education ensures development of intelligent independent citizen. To achieve all these various types of aims of education, there is a need of certain investment in education. Without investment, we cannot get the output of these. So, indirectly, the aims of education is also related with economics of education. Economics of education says that education is just like an investment in human capital. Now, what is human capital? Human capital can be described as the knowledge, abilities, and skills of an individual, which can be acquired by education, training, and experience, and which is very helpful to be more productive, and thus it improve individuals' potentiality to earn more. Okay, so education is just like an investment in human capital. In terms of economics of education, education contributes to national growth also, economic national growth also. Okay, and education provides more information and develops socially active citizens. That's why education can be denoted as investment in human capital. Next is education as industry. An industry refers to a setup which takes in raw materials and gives out finished products. Education does the same to the individuals. In education, knowledge, teachers, students, teaching method, curriculum works like a raw material, and conscious, aware, capable students with higher educational degree are like the finished products. So, education works just like an industry. One more thing, that education produces non-material goods which satisfy human needs or human wants. Non-material goods means knowledge, aware, capable citizen. Okay, it always produced non-material goods which also satisfy human wants. Education is also known as growing industry because it provides employment and produces services needed by the total economy. Education is amenable or manageable to supply demand analysis. What is supply demand analysis? In education, when students, parents, employees, and government demand education at different prices means different courses, you can say that different educational courses like engineering, medical degree, general degree course, yoga, law, etc. So when students, parents, employees, government demand education at different prices, this is known as the demand. Okay, in supply demand analysis, this is known as demand, whereas this demand is made by education. And what is the output? Output is educated manpower, well-trained citizens, literate people, etc. This denotes as supply. So this is the supply demand analysis. Education is amenable to supply demand analysis. Education produces a society with productive capacity to satisfy the material and non-material wants of the population. Next is returns of education. When education works an investment in human capital, then capable, productive, skilled, democratic, social citizen is the returns of education. It is also related with economics of education. Next is education as economic growth. A country's economy becomes more productive as proportion of educated workers increases, since educated workers can more efficiently carry out tasks that require literacy and critical thinking. As a result, many countries provide funding for primary and secondary education to improve economic performance. Stakeholder: teacher, students, parent, government, society, all are the stakeholder of education, which are closely related with the investment process and output. This cyclic way of economics of education. Now I think the concept of economics of education is clear to you. It will be helpful to understand the cost benefit analysis and cost effective analysis. That's why I have prepared a video only for economics of education. Be connected with my channel to get more information about each topic of UGC NET education syllabus. I am also taking online class for UGC NET education subject. Interested viewers can comment me in the chat box. Thank you.